Sir, we will also be going live on YouTube.
Dean sir have joined.
Yeah. Dr. Nitin has also joined, sir, and I think you can start now, and I will keep a watch on the waiting room. I will keep allowing the people whosoever joins.
Sir, can we go ahead?
Yeah, please.
A very good morning to all the distinguished guests and participants who have joined us from across the globe. Every teacher needs to improve, not because they are not good enough, but they can be even better. This famous quote was given by Dalen William, and keeping this in view, we have planned this FTP. Now, I request Professor Dr. Parmanand, Dean Academic and Dean SET as well, to say a few words.
Thank you, Dr. Ankur. And good morning to all of you.
Good morning, sir.
And I'd like to congratulate all the organizers who could find the time during this busy schedule, especially when we are working in multi-direction. We are preparing for the NBA, we are preparing for the NAC, and different kind of presentations, etc. The topic for the workshop, or we can say the name of the workshop, Racsad, is a bit catchy. We're going to discuss in these 5 days about recent advances in computer science and allied domains. I like to welcome our chief guest, Sri Sudhir Agrawal ji. We could find time for our FDP and to highlight and enlighten our faculties as well as our research scholars. As we know that computer science and engineering is an area which is always dynamic in nature. Every time we need to learn new things. So we have to be on toes, learn, unlearn, and relearn. If we are not following this procedure, we as a faculty will be out of lead. And being the faculty of computer science engineering, if you are not learned well, if you are not having the knowledge of the market, whatever is going on, we will not be able to deliver to our faculty, to our students. As well, we will not be able to do the research which is close to the demand of the market and industry. I found that, in fact, I observed that in this FDP of 5 days, in fact, it is a 6 days, the keynote speakers, all the resource persons are from industry as well as from academia. And really good to know that the people who are involved in making this FDP vibrant are from very good industries as well as from very good academia. I am very much sure that over this period of FDP program, every one of us is going to learn many things. If we know, we'll be able to recapture. If we do not know, we'll update our knowledge. With this, thank you again to the organizers and the Department of Computer Science Engineering and Head of Computer Science Engineering. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. We also have Professor Dr. Nitin Rakesh, Head of the Department Computer Science with us. I request Dr. Nitin to say a few words, sir.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ankur. Thank you, Dr. Parmanand, our Honorable Dean Academics, Dean School of Engineering and Technology. Welcome everyone for the 5-day FDP program, which is based on the recent advances in computer science and allied domain. I first of all welcome Sudhir Agrawal ji, who is Associate Director, Deloitte India. Welcome, sir, to the forum. This FDP is the 4th edition of each year efforts which we are doing in the field of computer science. And the agenda and objective behind holding this FDP is that bringing the applicable areas of computer science in limelight and identifying the scope of development for the mankind, either in the product development or in the field of medicines. The aim of this FDP is based on the area which are lying as the hot areas of computer science, which are implemented in various fields allied to computer science. Today we are having Mr. Sudhir Agrawal ji, who is our chief guest for the FDP inaugural, who is Associate Director of Deloitte. We are also having Dr. Aditya Ghosh, Director, Decision System Lab, University of Wollongong, Australia. We are having Mr. Danny M, Chief Data Scientist, NIC Israel. We are having other day speakers as well. I would like to take their names and introduce them to this forum. Mr. Abhishek Bhattacharya, who is the co-founder of WHRL, which is one of the blockchain and agri leading company. Dr. Maria Stephen Leo, who is Director Data Science, Adel Data and Intelligence, Singapore. Dr. Pushpendra Kar, Professor, University of Nottingham, UK. Dr. Gautam Srivastav, Baden University, Canada. Dr. Fani Kartini, Head of Artificial Intelligence and Machine Learning, VABA, AI, India. Dr. Neeraj Kumar, Professor, Thapar University. Dr. Ritika Vasan, Professor, Bharatiya Vidyapeeth. Dr. Ritu, Professor, Pandit Deel Dayal, Energy University, India. Dr. Ompal Singh, Scientist, Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, India. Dr. Ajit Tripathi, Senior Software Engineer, Microsoft, India. With all these eminent personalities and speakers, the galaxy of speakers we are having for this FDP, I am quite confident that these 5 days will be enriching, and all the participants will be benefited with these speakers. With this note, I would like to congratulate all the participants and organizing team members to start with the day. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now, I, Dr. Ankur Chaudhary, member of organizing committee of this FDP, take this opportunity to congratulate School of Engineering and Technology, Sharda University, for organizing this fourth version of this international FDP. The first version of this FDP was organized in month of June 2020, and we are conducting it within 6 to 8 years of month of span regularly. We are fortunate enough that we have such an impressive lineup of speakers today as well as down the line for next 5 days. This would have been possible, not been possible without continuous guidance and support of our Dean Sir, Professor Parmanand, and our HOD Computer Science, Dr. Nitin Rakesh. My sincere thanks to both of you, sir. I should not forget to congratulate my fellow organizers, Dr. Arun Prakash Agarwal, Dr. Gaurav Raj, Dr. Vishal Jain, and Mr. Abhishek Singh Verma, and thank them for their active involvement in organizing this FDP. I would also like to thank the participants of this FDP for registering themselves, as well as no event can be conducted without active participation of audience. So I believe that we will be getting an active participation. We have received participation from almost 10 countries, including US, Canada, Malaysia, Oman, Nigeria, Pakistan, Congo, Zimbabwe, Nepal, to name a few. If we talk about India, we have received participation from almost every state and from more than 100 universities. We have faculties, research scholars, and PG students, as well as people from industry working as software professionals. We have more than 200 participants who register themselves in different categories. This clearly shows how relevant the theme of this FDP is: recent advancement in computer science and allied domain. We have not restricted ourselves to a specific topic. The theme of FDP obviously of great importance, not only for computer engineers, but also for the people working in allied domain. Sharda University is more than happy to host this event. Now I take opportunity to introduce our chief guest, Sri Sudhir Agarwal ji. He is having a vast experience of more than 35 years on strategic planning, policy matters, Digital India Initiative, and e-governance projects. At present, he is working with Deloitte India as Associate Director, Government and Public Sector. Prior to this, he has served various prestigious organizations such as Director at Microsoft India for Strategic Pursuit Group and Government and Education, Chief Relationship Officer at Nivasan Technologies, Vice President and Head Government Relation Thomson Reuters South Asia, Senior Director, Head Public Sector and Business Development Oracle India, to name a few. He has delivered various training programs for Government of Punjab and Ministry of Labour, delivered talks at many forums on e-governance project. He has also been the jury and panelist with institutes like IIM Raipur, IIM Rohtak, IIM Lucknow, to name a few. He is also actively working with academia while engaging on National E-Governance Plan, working on emerging technologies and leadership building. With this, I request Sudhir Agarwal sir to say a few words.
Thanks very much, sir. Good morning to one and all. Good morning, Dr. Arun. Good morning, Dr. Ankur, because both of you, three of us are known for, I think, more than a decade now. So, good morning, one and all. First thing, my sincere thanks to the leadership of this entire event to find me worthy to come and speak to all of you. So thank you very much. It's a privilege being extended, and I fully accept that. I think in today's time, we have a new education policy in India is a great opportunity to transform our country. Because I'm convinced personally that if we do two things right in next 2 decades, education and healthcare, trust me, after 2 decades, there will be very, very minimal pressure, requirement of subsidies and, huge relief to subsidies. Because when people will be educated, when people will have good health, and any health contingency will not take away their, 1 or 2 generations. So then people will be, working. So that will be one particular single most factor, which will reduce the pressure on subsidies. 2, we won't have people, then available for all this jalus and jalsas and all that. Just hold on. We won't have people available for these jalsas, rallies and all that. Because when people are employed, even if they're earning in the low income group, they still don't have time to, stand, for one bread and all that. So this is my opening remark on with new education policy. This is a great opportunity for all of us to build. Now, coming to my favorite subject, friends. I will call all of you as my friends, so I hope there is no offense, because I see very, very esteemed and very learned, friends in the panel. So please pardon me if somebody takes an offense, but I would like to call you friends. Friends, to me, my favorite is, what is the biggest challenge and opportunity in modern days, in today's times? To me, it is staying relevant. Because the kind of change, transformational change, transformation which is happening, I think is phenomenal. The change time periods have, come from decades to years, years to months, and, sometimes it is less than, few months only. We are experiencing 360-degree change in our lifetime, whether it is socio-economic, geopolitical, any part of our life. If we see social, personal, it is undergoing massive change at a pace nobody had ever dreamt. And even today, I'm not too sure if people can, say that, what will be my business after 5 years? It's tough to say in these days. For simple reason, because the way disruptions are happening, and most of these disruptions are, technology led. Technology in a way has become business as usual. And this is my favorite example, which I take and I must share with you. How digital literacy is happening in this country. Now, digital literacy is a very, very recent word that government is trying to achieve. But if you really see, even 5 years back, it is a mobile who has changed the world. Look at the people who are at home, whether it is our elders, our housewives, or, I will say even, in today's time, especially after COVID, if you see, a typical rickshawala, sabjiwala, any part of our society, they're all digital literate. Some of them had not even thought of going to the computer, laptop and desktop. And majority of them, they were scared or, very uncomfortable of going to the desktop and laptops. But it is a mobile, maybe starting with something like WhatsApp. People have shifted to Facebook, Instagram. Now I see people moving to, doing online shopping. So if you really see, like physics, biology, chemistry in good old days, which used to be, taught to us business as usual. Today, if you see, computers have become even simpler. You don't even have to teach. People are learning. because yet another phenomena which is happening in our system is shifting focus from teaching to learning. Now, you might have heard these terms quite often, not that, I'm talking any rocket science, but I'm only trying to share with you that how the focus is actually shifting. And that is causing the biggest challenge in today's time of staying relevant. I think days are gone when, we thought this is what I do best and I can do best and I can stay with the best for decades, for years. Days are gone. If we don't keep ourselves really, keep updated with the development which are happening around us, we may not even realize our obsolescence is written on the wall. We will be obsolete. Change is happening in multiple dimensions, perspective. I'll share some of those with you. How many of us, whether we are teenager or we are, no hair, gray hair like me, how many of us are willing to learn from our next generation? How many of us are willing to learn from our youngsters? How many of us are willing to accept a person of a lesser age as my team lead, as my project lead, as my leader? Trust me, in a small way, I'm learning that art and science of, learning from youngsters. And the first step to learn is to acknowledge what our youngsters bring a perspective to the table. We shouldn't think we are challenged. Let me give you an example. Recently, I will not name, in an organization, there is a person who claimed to be the best when it comes to analytics and knowing the tool set, like, some of the Microsoft tools, some of the another set of tools. Now, this person, anytime somebody goes to this person, the person is failed. The candidate is failed. This person continues to believe that if I pass this person, that means this person knows more than me. He doesn't pass anybody. He's not letting the team grow. And he himself is a middle-aged person. So, friends, my single most point to make and single most submission to everyone, including myself, is to acknowledge that in today's world, the biggest challenge and opportunity, because if you identify this as a challenge, then that is also an opportunity of staying relevant. Now, what does it mean? See, in such a fast changing world, we have to keep learning. As our previous speaker sir did mention that, unlearn and relearn. That's the mantra of the day. It is easier said than done. So let us identify that in our sphere, all of us have our respective sphere, whether it is social life, personal life, whatever, professional life. All of us have a sphere to operate in. So, and each of us is unique, because what at professional workplace, I have a sphere. I may have a very different sphere in personal life with my other colleagues. So that means even in the same group, no two person can have same 360-degree, sphere. My social scenario will be maybe very different, personal may be different, professional may be different. So each of us are unique in one or the other manner. So what we should identify that which are the things which I need to know on horizontal basis and which are the things I need to know on vertical basis. Now, people also come under pressure. I must know everything. So, one, they spread themselves too thin. Second, under the same pressure, people land up exposing themselves and, not more than exposing that, they get into a difficult situation because now they claim that they know everything and they have to, be on the top of everything. So friends, one of the mantra which I in a small way follow, that whether it is a geographical part of the life, social, political, economic, we must identify that what are my horizontal areas and what are my vertical areas. And there are certain areas where I may not have a point of view, I may not know anything. It is good to say, oh, this is something, I'm not comfortable. This is something I'm learning. You don't have to stake claim even on horizontal and vertical perspective. You say, possibly, this is new to me. Because the moment we say this is new to me, I think I shift my gears from challenging myself to learning myself. What happens because when we make false claims to ourselves and then represent ourselves with those false claims, first thing we stop learning, because now we're in a fool's paradigm that I know everything or I know this. So it's very, very important to know what I'm good at, what I'm not good at. So friends, also on the same subject, in 2020, I also got a copyright on this when I was doing a lot of training programs. So all of you know that SWOT analysis, strength, weaknesses, opportunities, threat, no rocket science. So when I was teaching, or not teaching exactly, I was delivering these sessions. It will be wrong to claim I was teaching. When I was sharing my, baggage of experience and expertise, I coined the fifth pillar to SWOT analysis, wang at, what I'm not good at. And when I say wang at, what I'm not good at, first thing, it is not my weakness. Weaknesses are very inherent. I'm a short-tempered. I speak, in between. I overspend my money beyond my means. I misbehave. These are my weaknesses. I'm very particular about some nuances, and that becomes my weakness. What I'm not good at normally is situational and, in a given context. I'll give you an example. I will just take one or two names in this conversation based on the names which are coming on the screen. Let's say Rahat. She may be the best project manager on the earth. And please don't take any offense, because I'm just taking few names to, bring a little more inclusiveness of all of you. So now Rahat may be the best project manager on the earth. She can claim, everybody claims that, there is no better project manager than her on the earth. But she may not be a good negotiator. She may not be good on documentation. Best project manager doesn't mean now you are 100 out of 100 or everything. But it is important to know that I'm not a good negotiator. So what I'm not good at. Now, once I know what I'm not good at, that means I'm not good at negotiation. So when I'm going, let's say, for a negotiation with Dr. Godfrey, and Dr. Godfrey is the best of the negotiator on the earth, nobody can beat him. Let's be very clear. Now, that time I may say, oh, now I know Mosmi is one who is damn good negotiator. When it comes to commercial negotiation, so what I will do, Rahat, what she will do, she will onboard Mosmi for this meeting with a clear definition of role for Mosmi. She has to explicitly tell Mosmi that Mosmi, when it comes to negotiation, look, you will take over. Because Dr. Godfrey, he has killed all the negotiations in the past. So it is first thing, identifying that what I'm not good at. Second, identifying who is good at, who is the best at doing that. Third, communicating, because we assume sometimes. And fourth, giving that space to the person. I may do everything, but when it comes to the meeting, I may still continue with my forte on. Giving the space to Mosmi that time to, engage with Dr. Godfrey appropriately in the meeting. and then also allowing her to exit, because then somewhere I have to take over back. Friends, whatever I'm saying, you must be thinking this is common sense. But common sense is most uncommon also. It is not I'm saying. It is not my copyright. But that's the truth. So friends, the point I'm trying to drive through this example is important to know how to stay relevant, how not to claim on every aspect on the earth, how we keep learning. And I'm very clear that learning from our youngsters today is the key to the success, key to the learning. We have to develop an attitude. The days are gone when you say, oh, no, you kid, you will tell me what to learn, how to learn, and how to do this. I better say that. I better acknowledge younger generation for, their attitude, their aptitude, their skills, and learn from them. Friends, why I have coined this term that, staying relevant is the toughest task today, because we are all experiencing this. The challenge is we find difficult to shift gears from our yesteryears to the, what is coming forward. So this is one of my self-learning, and the only factor I remember, I follow for myself, that if I say this 100 times, at least 5 to 10% of the time I will not do mistakes, and I will still commit 90%. 80 to 90% time I will still be a wrong person. But at least 10 to 20%, if I'm able to save myself, I think that is a huge contribution to myself. So that is one. Second, friends, insecurity management. Now, also very related to this is everybody on the earth is insecure from birth to death, including myself. Because normally we believe everybody is insecure, but not except me. So I'm saying very well, including me, everybody on the earth is insecure. Higher the ladder you achieve, you become more and more insecure, because you start to become loner. When you are among 30,000 people, your visibility you are finding among 30,000. But then you move from 30,000, 3,000 to 330, and then top 3, and then top 1. So higher the level you move, your insecurities grow. So again, the mantra for this is only to first acknowledge. You must have seen certain traits. People get aggressive, people get docile. People tend to say, no. Nitin, what you're saying is wrong. See, for you to be right, Nitin, doesn't have to be wrong. So friends, what I'm trying to share with you, sorry, I'm just calling all of you by first name. I hope, again, no offense, because some of you are much more seasoned and much more achieved person than me. So, but I'm a spoiled corporate guy, so we are in calling everybody by the first name. Sorry. So what I was saying, life is all about perspectives. Life is not about right or wrong. There's nothing right, nothing wrong on the earth. It is all contextual. It is all situational. So you must be finding what this guy is talking. This is all common sense, boss. But I'm telling you, friends, insecurity management is one that first we need to identify as an individual that there is something called insecurity. And all of us on the earth are insecure. And managing your insecurity is like a journey. Never say, oh, I have identified 3 of my insecurities, I'm done with it, so I'm insecure. As you learn more and more, you shift gears and you learn about more insecurities of your own. They were there earlier also. But now they have come to the table because you have started managing one or two of them, 2 or 3 of them, 4 or 5 of them. So it's a lifetime journey of managing your insecurities. And if everybody is insecure, remain insecure, degree may change, then what is it? So to me, it's very simple. First, knowing and acknowledging that everybody on the earth, including myself, is insecure. Then shift gears to how to start managing my insecurities and how I continue that as a journey. And the mantra to that is perspectives. If we learn one particular aspect in our life, everybody has a perspective. We can start managing our insecurities. Because we have to learn, first we have to accept and acknowledge that everybody has a perspective and acknowledge people's perspective. Then see that, how you can arrive at a common ground rather than saying right or wrong, because there's nothing right, nothing wrong on the earth. So learn to accept perspectives, learn to, acknowledge and then engage without getting into right or wrong. So if we learn the art and science of managing perspectives of people, because everybody comes, with different backgrounds, socioeconomic, geopolitical background, and people change. So people's perspective changes. People's point of view changes. So learn the art and science of understanding people's perspective rather than saying, concluding right or wrong. And as we learn perspective, trust me, we also mature ourselves. That's where we grow. Because unless I understand 2 more, 3 more perspectives to the same point of view which I carry, I'm not growing. So the moment I start learning those perspectives, that is where, I also grow. Grow is not by number, grow is by maturity. So coming back to staying relevant, because that continues to be my very passionate theme of the life, that staying relevant in today's time is very, very critical. And I think academia, this is again my another favorite, has to look at new education policy. My global friends, I'm just talking right now a little more in the Indian context. New education policy, when it is embedded with technology as a natural factor to that, how and where we can make difference. So let me give you 1 or 2 examples. One, most of the universities in India, they have global affiliations. Is that right? And they advertise them sufficiently. Now, using technology, can we make them more effective? What do I mean? Today, it may be my limited understanding. When we say affiliation, suppose we are affiliating with a particular university globally, we bring their best practices, we bring their some of the content, we bring some of their, learnings to the table for our students. Can we bring their faculty, their researchers more actively because of technology, because of digital, especially after COVID? The acceptance of digital has gone up. Now, can we ensure that 20%, 30%, 40% of their time of our affiliations are exposed to the students? Because today with the technology, it is doable. So we have to, if my understanding goes right of affiliation, we have to go beyond logos and go beyond SOPs, go beyond content to the experiential learning with them. So this is my one message, that how do we leverage our affiliations more effectively, more meaningfully? And I'm sure 2 things may happen simultaneously. These global universities may see a trend of going down in terms of number of their affiliations. Because now when they have to contribute certain amount of their time to the affiliate, the numbers may go down, but trust me, the trust factor and the advantage of this affiliation can go multiple. Second, in the context of new education policy, this is my favorite, and I'm very passionate about saying this. I think it is time that academia ecosystem should adopt minimum 100,000. I'm saying overall Indian academic system should onboard minimum 100,000 industry people for their respective contribution, what they can bring to the table formally in the system. Now, somebody could be, on content creation, somebody could be on content revision, somebody could be content transformation, somebody could be on mentoring, somebody could be on, guidance. There are so many subjects, even, how to read a student. And we have to shift our gears from today's mentoring of, one session of 15 minutes to minimum 5 to 6 sessions per student with the industry person. And when I say this on academia, I think industry also has to walk out of their comfort zone, has to walk the talk and bring their commitment to the table. And academia should be open to bring on board these people formally, like, you may say honorarium, academic, whatever, which does not offend. I'm using a very strong word, which does not offend the today's academia system, because they should not think that these people, all their lives, whatever they have done, but now they are coming, at par with us. They will never be at par with us. There is no discussion of at par, because they are coming in a very different subject matter expertise, like content transformation. When you say, what is that called? I call it look outside inside. People say design thinking. Now, design thinking, if any one of us believe that by doing a course, I can be a design thinker, I'm sorry. You have to be a natural design thinker. As a person, you have to be a thinker, design thinker. Only then you can become design thinker. You can do design thinking, content transformation, counseling, mentoring. So I'm saying, take at least maybe a dozen, subject matters. And as overall academia should onboard minimum 100,000 people from industry with certain commitment from them in next 3 years. And trust me, this will go beyond, 1 session, 2 sessions each. So my limited message is that new education policy is a great opportunity for us. We should leverage this. We should not let it go. And I think for our next generations, we must call ourselves very lucky, very fortunate that we are part of the system when everything is transforming, disrupting so much on daily basis. We are part of it. We have an opportunity to bring, our interventions, bring 2 cents to the table. So friends, this is one open-ended subject, even if we keep talking for the whole day, we may still run short of time. So I would like to stop at this stage. And by calling it that, this is my limited point of view, learning, experience, whatever you may say, which I want to share in today's session. And if I have offended anybody, please pardon me. I have no hesitation in, asking for, being pardoned, because it can happen. So any one of you may have gotten, offense out of my conversation. So please excuse me. And thank you very much. All yours, Professor Ankur.
Thank you, sir, for enlightening such a wonderful words. And you have given a good insight. What should we do? It is our seniors gives us that type of advice. It's good. At least we can implement that and in our life, and we can take advantage of that. The experience, such a wide experience you have, if we can take benefit of that, it will be a wonderful opportunity for us too. Dr. Arun, if you want to say anything.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Sudhir. Thank you so much, sir, for your kind words of wisdom. And you have given us a target that we should call as much industry people as we can call at the university campus. And we will take care of that. However, we are practicing this, but we will emphasize more on this now. And we will start with your itself first. We will call you first at the in the university campus, and our students will also get benefited by such type of motivational talks. It will also help them out in having a successful career ahead. So thank you so much, sir. Thank you for sparing your valuable time and address the audience. Now, may I
And
request
we
any
will
of the
also be requesting you, sir, if near future, if you can spare some time with our students, we will try to plan it for our student in physical mode whenever the full-fledged classes is going on. In the next coming semester, we will, if you could find out some time for our student.
Professor Ankur, my instant answer is yes. It's a matter of mutual convenience. I am happy to come on Saturdays because every time, this will, I get an opportunity to engage with the future leaders. I think that is the most opportune time for somebody like me. So I look forward. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
So from the audience, if anyone wants to say something, means ask something from our speaker, you can write your query in the chat window. If anyone wants to ask something. If anyone wants to say something.
If anybody wants to connect with me on my LinkedIn, please do that. I will accept. And if somebody faces any trouble, write to me. I will try, send my invitation to you. My limited point, because I do a bit of writing. So, through my LinkedIn, you can, keep picking up my learning, and then I'll pick up from your learnings.
And let me tell all the participants that we are also going live on YouTube. So later on, whenever you wish, whenever you want, you can again listen to this session on YouTube. We can you can search on YouTube just Racsad 2022 and you will get the videos live there. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for being there.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, everyone.
Thank
Good day.
You.
Enjoy
good day, sir. Yeah,
session.
Good day. Yeah. And to all the participants, our next session will start at 1 p.m. IST, and Dr. Aditya Ghosh will be there with us in our next session. And the third session of the day will be from 3 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. So I request all the participants to join us back again at around 12:15 or 12:20 so that we can keep going with the time only. No sessions should get late. Thank you everyone for joining us for this inaugural session of this fourth version of International FTP, which is
feedback
on the
Arun sir, we are also floating feedback link here, and we will be waiting for next 10 minutes for that.
Yeah, this session will be live for the next 10 minutes. So all of you will get the in the chat window. We are gonna share, Ankurji.
Yes, sir. We are going. Dr. Gaurav have already shared, sir.
Yeah, it's there in the chat window. All the participants are requested to kindly fill this feedback form, and this session will